This is my Sunday update. This is February 11th, no, 12th. And it's not actually Sunday, it's Thursday. So I'm a little late, but here I am. Today I woke up kind of bummed out, just having dreams about being stuck in patterns over and over, not advancing. Dreaming about being in the military again. I was in the military as a mechanic, and just dreaming about not being able to find the tools or things that I need to get my job done, just stumbling over and over again. It's like this fog that I'm just walking around in, and I wake up out of that, and it's like there's just a blanket over my morale, my will or strength to keep going. So I've been thinking about like why am I even trying to move forward? Like I want to develop games, right, for the CD32X. That's like this crazy irrational dream or desire I've got, and I thought that's just as good as any goal in life. Some people want to run a marathon, some people want to go climb Mount Everest, they want to find the perfect man, find the perfect woman, have a perfect family, whatever, become a billionaire, become a famous musician. And I guess I shouldn't judge my own desires and aspirations based on, other people think they want these other things, so why is mine? I mean, do I need to justify it at all? I mean, I guess I feel like I do, because I just get pushed back over and over again by feeling like it's stupid, like it's pointless, and I guess feeling like I'm not making a lot of progress, like ever. I listened to my Sunday update from last week, and actually only 10 days have gone by. I've learned a few more things about C# programming. I actually read a chapter in the drawing book that I have. I haven't drawn anything, but at least I got my head back into thinking about it. And I started, I filed, I had this little modification I need to do to my instrument, my quattro, to make it more playable for me, because two of the strings weren't lined up right with each other. I did that, and okay, it's just such a creeping progress, and I feel like it's so bad that looking at my progress, even, or thinking about it, bums me out. It should make me feel better, because I'm making progress, but I look at the such a small increments that I'm making, and I just I think, why even bother? It takes so much energy just to do that. Today I got up and I ran some errands. I went to the post office, did some stuff I had to do, vacuumed the house, and even that, it was I feel like I'm putting off my little creative stuff to do that. But if I don't do that, then the whole time I'm doing creative stuff, I feel like shit, because I'm not advancing. as much as I want to toward this goal that I have. I listen to this Sam Hyde video a lot where he talks about separating yourself from outcomes and being realistic about where you are. Like, you're not the hero in this video game of life. You're the level 1 slime that the hero kills to basically learn how to swing his sword. And to think that you're going to be more than that is like really insane. And I think he's right. Like, people live in these fantasies. I mean, myself included. I live in these fantasies of greatness. Watching YouTube videos, getting my head up in these places where, I get delusional about. You just get like high on these feelings of, wow, all these possibilities, and I could be this, and like. But when you really start to climb toward anything, you're going to get smacked down and immediately want to run back to the happy fantasies. So how do you keep the fortitude, the perseverance, whatever strength, will, discipline to keep going? He talks about separating yourself from outcomes. He calls it, Sam Hyde, he calls it outcome independence. Where, as far as I understand it, you don't drive yourself based on the progress you're making, based on any increment, any measurement of progress or the outcomes. Like, you put forth an effort, and you don't sit there and think, well, I need to see a certain kind of outcome from this effort that I put in order for me to believe that it's worth it to put forth another effort. So you're in that mentality, the outcome dependence. You cannot. It's not that you can't advance, or you can't develop further, or you can't. You can't increment. I don't know. You can't. It's not that you can't. So if you're dependent on outcomes, you think, it's not worth it for me to go forward unless I produce some kind of result that met my satisfactory criteria for the previous effort I put forward. But with outcome independence, I guess you don't judge your. I guess you don't judge your imperative to go forward based on previous victories. You don't look at the outcomes of previous battles as a go-ahead to keep going. You keep going regardless, and you look back at I guess you could look back at previous efforts, previous battles, wins and losses as ways to learn about how to go forward, but you don't look at it as, this is the permission I need to go forward. Like, did I advance or not? I don't know if I'm wording that. One thing I like about, I've only done a couple of these video updates, but one thing I'm starting to see value in is putting my thought processes into words in an intelligible way. I can type things out, I think, and do a reasonable job of that, but actually speaking is more difficult. I think about how the words are coming out and how it might sound to others, but I'm trying to focus more on. I think it's a better exercise too to keep my train of thought going, and just let it trickle out in words. I think it might be a good way to keep my thoughts on track and to organize them, to format them in a more useful way that I can look back on in the future and like actually get a good idea of where I was. So yeah, like I work long shifts. I work, I guess, in the time I get ready for work and the time I go to work and then get off and get settled when I get home and stuff. It's probably about 13 to 14 hours altogether. And I just, my job is, it's interesting. I work with people, I help people, I guess. I'm a nurse in an ER. But I'm also part of this like kind of jacked up system, the healthcare system, which is really a part of the government. And I think of all the ways like it's corrupt. I mean, we're told to tell people, don't eat so many carbs, it's bad for you, it causes diabetes and stuff. And then you open the fridge of food that's available for our patients, and it's all bread and applesauce and jello and these little snack crackers, and it's basically all just candy and sugar and stuff like that. People come in for suicidal thoughts, they want help, and we just push them through the system, and they go, do their counseling, whatever, go to some facility for a while, and then go back home, and they pop back up in a few weeks with the same thing. I don't know, I think our healthcare system is a bunch of enablement to kind of keep itself going. And it's overly complicated, it's top heavy with bureaucracy and but anyway, so it's like one of those like kind of soul sucking jobs, and it's a battle a lot of times just to like find meaning in it, to find purpose. Yeah, it's a grind, like every job you gotta go grind, and like that's hard enough as it is. Like how does this job that I have to do all the time, how does it push me forward in like things that I really care about, things that I love, like creative efforts and stuff. And I think maybe I can squeeze some of that in when I work. I can do a little like creative stuff, maybe on my break or whatever, just like throw in some code. But then you spend a lot of energy just like trying to take your mind off of just being there and stuff, and like a lot of the negative aspects about being there and being forced to be there to like make a living. And so that pulls your energy, and then in the back of your mind you got like this whispering like you need to keep going with your work, like the work that you care about, the creative work. And after a while that becomes something that in your spiritual mind, your spirit, your soul, whatever, it's one of those things that just beats you over the head like everything else, and then you get to where you just want to run away. You go home and you're like, just want to go to bed. Man, it's kind of depressing to even think about. And like you hate being a part of that. You hate that you have this weakness that I feel like I'm stuck on this treadmill, this hamster wheel of nagging myself to do better, and also nagging myself to not feel bad about not being better, and pushing myself to try to be more disciplined about time management and stuff. And I start to look at life like this big freaking chore, like it's a pain in the butt, that like like I look at life like, yeah, it's not gonna be worth it if I don't like actually make good use of my time and all this. But God, it's so draining. And maybe that's just so much outcome dependence that, again, I feel like it's not worth it to keep going if I didn't get a good result yesterday. Then it's like, well, everything's a failure. And instead of like saying, maybe I keep going in a different way, maybe like the failure was just a good indicator that I need to learn something new. I need to take a different approach. I don't know. It's nice to be outside. This is a pretty little place. Little hill out in the desert here, surrounded by cedar trees. Smells good. So where do I go from here? Well, I do my next Sunday update on Sunday. And that's in 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. I keep chipping away at programming. I have learned a few things in this past week. I wrote some programs about just taking in some user data, user input in the form of strings and outputting it in other strings in different combinations, and taking some numbers, taking some strings that were numbers from the user, converting them to integers, and then doing some math and creating output. That's a tough thing to just sit and program, because I feel like I don't have my footing. Like I don't know if I'm progressing or not. But looking back, I did learn. I did do some new stuff in my artwork. Yeah, keep going with that book. Start creating art. That's another really hard thing, because I feel like I gotta. It feels so uncomfortable, like, because it's not. I don't know. It feels like putting on clothes that don't fit. I guess after a while you'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. I'll get used to doing things. I think playing an instrument is the same way. It feels really uncomfortable at first. Your fingers hurt. You feel like you're moving in unnatural ways, and then after a while it starts to become just a more ingrained, habitual thing. So, outcome independence. Outcome independence meaning to me you don't need an excuse to go forward. You don't need a string of victories in order to go forward. Maybe all you have is a string of failures, and really bad failures, and stumbling around. But I guess just following that heart's desire kind of thing, following God, following whatever, that working toward whatever you think is the good. I guess that's what matters. And there's like sayings, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Like, maybe that's just there to like try to keep you down. Like oh shit, what if I don't do it right? Like things are just going to be worse than they were before. Like maybe that's a trick. This video is 20 minutes. I'm gonna wrap it up. I gotta get ready for work. Guess there's nothing else I really want to throw down in this video. Should I set goals for the next few days? Well, yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna, on my quattro, my instrument, I'm gonna try to learn where some notes are at, try to get some more experience holding it, fingering the frets, and plucking notes in a cleaner way. In my artwork, yeah, I'm gonna put something on paper, and then in my programming, I'll learn something new, some new technique, and write a program with it. And I guess that's all I got for now. I'll watch this video on Sunday and make a new one.